let's get to the game of the week. Arsenal 3, Man United 1. Rashford opened the scoring in the 27th minute, which was quickly dashed aside by Odegaard in the 28th minute. And then we had to wait into 6 minutes of stoppage time for Declan Rice to get the game winner in the 6 minute of stoppage time, like I just said. And then Gabriel Jesus put the game away. This is all to say also that Garnacho had a goal called back. Kai Havertz had a penalty canceled. This game kind of had everything. Nick, welcome back to the podcast. Great first Man United game back. The floor is yours.
Unlike our handsome and gracious host, I don't hide from big losses on this podcast.
Get him.
Hey, wait till you're married, Nick. Other things pop up, and all of a sudden you can't go on the game where City lost afterwards. You know?
Oh man, that's super convenient for you. Anyway, yeah. I mean, what do you want to say? Like it's you go from all the emotions. Like I'm at the Rutgers football game, sitting there now watching it, like getting glitchy, pixels through, and Michael's texting me, keep me updated. Like it's just crazy how it just. Your season is so sensitive, and how if this and when it happens matters in the season too. Like now it's like, oh my god, the international break. Now you got 2 weeks of just this big dark cloud, and a 2-0. And I'm gonna kind of go over the last. I'm not gonna go into, but just a general overview where I'm at right now is like, you go into 2-0 over 1-0 to Spurs. That's a totally different. You lose 1-0. Hey, versus a top 6 team, back. That happens. Like it's. Not the worst thing, but the 2 or the 1, I don't know what's happening. But I will say that I have a completely different feeling 4 games in this year as compared to last year when you saw me at Leggett's, sober, hands, holding my face, down 4-0 to Brentford. It's a couple. I just wrote down a couple points I just want to make overall. 1, Rashford on the left only. Stop putting him through the middle. He's your guy there. Done. Like, it's over. Stop. 2, I'm seeing, it's different, going back to the different, I'm seeing shades of Ole a little bit with some of this, with some stubbornness and blind loyalty, which is really starting to annoy me. Like, it's time to change it up. Anthony sucks. He might also...
Don't worry, he took care of it. He's not playing anymore. You're good.
Yeah, I know, dude. Quick sidebar. He might go down the road of, whatever.
The Mason Greenwood road?
Yeah, I was trying to, but
we don't shy away from controversy here, Nick.
Yeah. We need Hoyland's got to play. Pilastri's got to play. Pilastri's got to play on the right. Whatever happened with Sancho, this happened with him in the Euros too. In 2020, Gareth Southgate said the exact same thing about him, that he wasn't training well, and then he trained and he started playing a lot better. But the blind loyalty and all this stuff is really killing me. Like, I'm curious, is this what it is like to feel like a Mets fan with all this false hope, only to kind of be somewhat mediocre?
You could say the same thing about Yankees fans lately, so I don't know.
Nah, man. This is just a blip. But anyway,
a really long blip.
But ultimately, it's early. I looked at their fixture list really going into early December. It's more on the favorable side in league. Where there can definitely be points that should be made up and should be won. Where we come back in 2 months, it could be a totally different story. But
real quick, I asked this. Go ahead. Finish.
My last point is, this is all Phil Jones's fault. That's my conclusion.
Gotcha.
It's Phil Jones. He set such a bad precedent with staying for a millennia and getting paid, and Harry Maguire thinks he can just sell his contract. And why didn't they sell him and Scott McTominay? Like, it's all his fault. People are just gonna sit here and bleed us out. AWB is doing the same thing. They wanted to get rid of him and sell him off to buy new players, and
Wait, Basaka, the best defender?
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that the best 1v1 defender in England, not even a question.
Jack Grealish
yeah.
tracks back really well. Look, I asked this question last week, or I said this when you weren't on, and then you texted me about it, about like looking down and seeing Tony playing. I have a better. I mean, United's the gift that keeps on giving. There couldn't have been a world that you lived in that you would turn a United game on and see the center back pairing of Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans, the Leicester All-Stars, together on the field in United jerseys, right? Like this is just.
Were they? Did they ever play? Did they ever play together at Leicester?
Oh yeah, I looked into it.
Dude, like it's like maybe. It's Phil Jones. It's goddamn Phil Jones. Like if it wasn't for him saying Maguire would have left, wasn't think he's owed all this money. Like I'm very frustrated, but I have to tell myself it's September. Like we were points wise and stuff like that. We were in a way worse position last year.
Yeah.
But this feels worse than last year. Like this feels way worse than last year.
Yeah, you beat us last year at this point.
Yeah, I know. Like that's there's got to be a change. Like when we come back in 2 weeks, Højlund's got to start. You got to put somebody different on the right. You know, you got to get the center back pairings figured out, and hopefully with Armbat coming in, you know, we can balance out the midfield and give Casemiro less responsibility in terms of distance to cover, which makes him much better. Because I agree with. I think Michael said it. He looks old, man. Like I thought the same thing. He looks old and slow, but reading more and more, it's just like he's never been a big distance guy, you know. So he's just more of an enforcer.
Sprinter.
Yeah. So I don't know. Talk to me in October, and then the real crisis and the real frustrations will
Just
come out.
moving it back.
Yeah,
October,
no.
really. Talk to me in December.
No, I'm kicking it down the road when we're last in the Champions League, you know, and but we'll. I mean, I think we'll figure it out. I think I was pretty excited when I saw Højlund. Just he's a little bit of a spark plug.
He looked like a difference maker. Luckily, Nick, we get to talk to you every week, pretty much moving forward here. Dylan, any insights before I give it to Michael? Where I'm assuming we might get the VAR rant of the week.
I won't touch the VAR part of it. Outside of that, I think it's a game that I was losing faith in Arsenal, and I think I probably should lose faith in Arsenal, but also finding a way to win that game, I think, says something about Arsenal. I don't know if that says more about United being a mess and just not holding in to the end or not. And I think this is because I was the only one who went on a limb because I'm an idiot, because we had to, throw something not named Man City at the top of the table. This is me just blindly saying this, so hopefully I can have some type of title race with them in it. But I don't know. Things seem rocky in Arsenal, yet they're the Minnesota Vikings of this year right now, where they just keep winning games that they probably shouldn't. So we'll see how long that lasts until their luck runs out. But at the moment, it's going. And now, Michael, I think you're going to yell at me for what I said, / you can do VAR, so the floor's yours.
You know what happens to the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, they lost to the Giants, but, there's no playoffs, so I don't have to worry
At
about that.
At
Dylan's-
when it matters, and they can't do it.
They lost at Dylan's wedding.
They did,
Yeah.
but you know what? There's no
Shout out-
playoffs in the
shout out
Premier
to
League,
them.
so cut that problem out.
The equivalent is like the last month or month and a half of the season. In terms of the VAR, great job. Absolutely perfect utilization of VAR. The Kai Havertz penalty, not a penalty. Wan-Bissaka barely touches him. If they would have got that penalty, it's not exactly the same, but it's very similar to the Eze penalty against Arsenal. So if they would have gotten that one, I would have had even more of an issue with that Eze penalty way back. I'm not 100% sold on Arsenal at all. I think they got a lot of problems. I think, first of all, it should have been 2-1. I don't know why that so much time was added at the end. They didn't waste that much time.
They need goal differential.
Is that our first 100th plus minute goal?
I was going to bring up that you were
prediction?
Yeah, you were almost hoisted by your own petard there, but yeah, you escaped essentially.
Well, I think there are going to be games that are going to be way more, but
Mm-hmm.
I just I was watching the game and the amount of time, like when stoppage time actually started, when they presented the time, to like it was 8 minutes, I think. There was not 3 extra minutes. Like it just wasn't, and he let it go on way too long. So like I guess it was really like a 2-1. I thought the VAR, like the offsides was right. You know, pretty insane. Just like cut back. I think it was Gabrielle John. I think it was number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think Amrabat's going to be really good. I think Hoyland will be better than your other options, and he might not even be better than Rashford up top, but he'll allow you to play Rashford on the left where he absolutely should 100% be. But man, I'm not sold on Arsenal, and I don't really have much to say about them, but it looks really bad after when there's so much to bitch about VAR, and Ten Hag, like, just very, like, short and sweetly is like, three VAR decisions, they got him wrong. And, like, they really didn't. Like, in actuality, they really didn't. It just sounds kind of bitter. In a game where I thought they got absolutely outplayed. They didn't deserve a point from that game. So it doesn't sit right with me as not. I mean, I'm saying if I was a United fan, because like I don't give a shit. Like I don't care if you guys win or lose, but just it doesn't sit right with me, and I think Arsenal will have a long way to go. I'm gonna give it another month, maybe 2 months, but I think there's a team, not just Man City, not just Liverpool. I think there's another team that could put Arsenal down in 4th place.
And
I'm not willing to say it yet.
Does it start and end with the same letter?
Yes. So we'll see, but I thought it was a sick game. I just don't. I'm not sold on either of these teams at all.
Aston Villa?
Spurs, John.
Actually, that was actually.
I saw his
Tottenham.
cables. That's why I know where he's going with it.
Okay. Gotcha.